What's going on, everyone? It's The Rewind. We're back. They said we couldn't do it, but we're back. Brought to you by Smacked Raw. We are your hosts, Kyle Tyson and RN. Joining us today, we finally ironed out the schedule. We lined it all up. The planets aligned, and she made me throw this really ghetto backdrop together last second. Everybody, our good friend of the show, Miss Marie Shadows. Hey, Marie.
Hey, yeah. Well, I wanted them to see me too, and rather than not just hear my voice.
RN,
I'm in a very good mood today.
I told Marie, I was like, hey, Marie, I didn't get the backdrop made in time. You mind if I just do you audio? And she was like, bitch, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I have my hair down for a reason. I couldn't do a high ponytail because they would look weird.
Oh, man. Hey, you guys. This is the show where we like to go ahead and talk about stuff that happened in and outside the ring, primarily WWE and AEW. But whenever Marie comes on, we're going to cover New Japan. Marie, specifically,
Yes.
What parts of New Japan are we covering tonight?
We're going to be covering the New Japan Cup.
The New Japan Cup. All right, cool. But we're gonna cover some news and rumors. There's a little bit of stuff that's happened in the last week. We're gonna cover that. But yeah, that's what we like to do here on The Rewind. And before we kick it off, I always like just get this stuff out of the way. You can see us live every Sunday, 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. If you tune in an hour early now at 8 o'clock, RN and I just kicked off our WWE 2K22 GM mode, where we're going head-to-head. RN, spoiler, beat me on the first week. We're going to bounce back, though, RN. SmackDown will be the A show.
Raw is the A show and will forever be the A show.
And but if you guys ever miss a live stream, feel free to head on over to youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. You guys know what to do about all the YouTube stuff, the like, subscribe, notification bell, do all of that. I think we're almost at 400 subscribers, so thank you guys for helping us achieve this milestone. And then lastly, of course, you can get all of our podcasts on the audio realm, pretty much anywhere you want to go. Dude, breaking news, Smacked Raw at least, we cracked the top 120 podcasts
Let's
in the
go.
US on Apple Podcasts. Dude, I cannot believe it. Thank you, Lee, from Perched on the Top Rope. He's the one who told us about our achievement on Chartable. Yeah, I looked it up. And sure enough, man, we hit 120. That was actually the second time we hit 120 just this month alone. Since then, we've skidded down a little bit. I think we're around like 180 as far as the wrestling podcasts in the United States go. But super stoked, you guys. A round of applause for us right here. Little round of applause right here.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, man. All right, let's kick it off, man. Unfortunately, everybody's wrestling dad, Triple H, has officially announced his retirement. He went on it's a First Take with Stephen Smith, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. So he went on a First Take, talked about obviously helping publicize WrestleMania and stuff. But this is the first time we've seen Triple H since the cardiac health scare that he had, in which two big details that I came across. A, he pretty much put that he was on death's doorstep. Like, we heard It was bad.
Yeah.
But no, he confirmed. He said he was had very little chance of surviving his cardiac issue that he had. But then on top of that, he did announce that he is done in the ring. You can't be out there taking bumps when you have a defibrillator surgically implanted in your chest. So really quick, you guys, any words of wisdom, memories, anything you want to touch on the Triple H stuff?
I'll go first because, I mean, if you know Smack Raw, you know me. Like, Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time. He's my GOAT. I don't care. At me, whatever you want. I mean, to me, he's the GOAT. He's the reason why I stayed a wrestling fan as long as I have, because honestly, he made the transition with me as I got older from the character he was taking over DX, becoming the Cerebral Assassin, the King of Kings and all that. Like, he's my favorite wrestler, like by a mile. Like, so it was a tough day for me, but I'm glad he kind of just put a stamp on it and let us know for sure and gave us an update, because I mean, we've talked about it a couple times on the show. Like, not hearing anything at all is about as bad as hearing anything. And the fact that they kept everything so quiet and there was never any updates or any type of news coming out, like that pretty much let us know that it was way worse than what they told us it was. And then also too, how they completely just wiped out NXT. I mean, like I said, a lot of people were saying that was like a personal thing, but I don't think it was. I think that they knew that Triple H was going to be gone a long time. So there was no better time to do it than while he was gone, because he wouldn't be back for a long time, or maybe not back at all. So like I said, I'm glad we got to hear his voice, get to see him seize up and move around. Like I said, he's my favorite wrestler all time, period.
Yeah, same thing that like it's great to see Triple H walking around, at least talking, being looking well, even though he has like a defibrillator in his chest. For me, when I was getting going on my way to get interviewed by WWE to get the job, I went into the production building, and right after going to like the metal detectors and everything, there was like this staircase that like led up to like more like I guess office spaces up on top of whatever it was. And like right on top, there's this huge ass frame, this blow up picture of Triple H in his 2000s ring gear. Of him being like, I think in the 2000s he was what King of Kings, right?
Yeah.
Was
So
it the denim on denim?
no, it was basically the black trunks with like the knee pads and the boots. So
Okay.
it was blown up like really huge in this frame. And I just remembered I'm just there staring at it like, oh my God, okay, this is so cool, Stairs leading up, there goes the frame. And then like I just waited to like get called in for the interview. But that's like my one memory that I freaking love.
Oh man.
That's dope.
With me, it was sobering. I mentioned this on the Smackin' It Raw podcast with Matt Ritter and Katie Kinsey Bebe, former Smacked Raw host. But my favorite match of all time, or my favorite WrestleMania match of all time, is the end of the era match between Undertaker and Triple H, with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. And it was a sad moment because it's truly the end of that era. Triple H is the third and final member from that match to officially retire. So that was a big bummer for me. But yeah, Triple H is awesome. He's my brother's favorite wrestler. My brother Kurt, he loves Triple H. I mean, I do too. I just can't say he's like my favorite. Yeah. Quick shout out, by the way, to JJ and Sonic for constantly being in our live chats. Thank you guys for joining us. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Yep. I saw your live chat. JJ compliments me. She says the 10-second reviews are hilarious. Shit, yes. That reminds me.
They are.
I still have to shoot SmackDown and Rampage. God dang it! All right, those will be up. Those will be up tomorrow morning, Monday morning. If you're just watching this, go to YouTube. I'll have them both ready. Oh, they're stupid videos, but I love doing them. Yeah. What else? You know what? Other than that, I haven't heard too much as far as like the news goes. I think Akam and Razor announced in the last week. This is minor. This is me clutching at straws here. But they announced on a podcast this last week the official reason for their firing outside of the injuries was when they got called to come back. They were promised some type of like match or like some type of angle that was scrapped after one of their injuries, but B, for refusing to work during the pandemic. Damn, that's some cold shit right there. Like I mean, are we surprised with WWE? I don't want to turn into like a WWE bashing segment here, but God damn. So not only do you do the mass releases during the pandemic, but you let guys go because they said they want to stay home and not risk their damn health. That caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to hear from those two. And what also was kind of surprising is, where the hell are they nowadays, man? You think those guys looked like some studs, man?
Right.
Like that was they had a great looking tag team.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Marie.
I mean, like, I could just sit here and just say business is business. because they're still under contract. I think they probably should have took a smarter approach to be like, hey, can we weigh all our options before like that was like the final, like, all right, cool, you guys just want to sit home, that's it, you guys are done. I would have did something like, hey, do we have other options? Can we like do something from home or whatever that doesn't require like wrestling until we figure out, how best to handle like COVID or whatever. Like always ask options. Don't just be like, hey boss, I want to stay home. Could that gets you fired? Be like, hey boss, what options do we have? Can we talk
Right.
about it?
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Like, did they actually just do that? Like, did they give options? Did they give like some other way for them to do other things? But like, we're not surprised that WWE did this. And I'm sure once everybody's non-compete clauses and once their 90-day shit's up, we're gonna probably hear a lot more stories about this. Like, I mean, we're already hearing people saying that it wasn't just budget cuts, that was just the company line. Like, it was like you said, the shit with Nia, now this. Like, I'm sure we're gonna get some more horror stories that come out of these releases within the next year or so.
Sonic commented, "Do you have the live chat in front of you, Lauren? I never."
No, I never do. It's too
You never do,
distracting.
do you? Okay, Sonic commented on NXT for you. He says, people on Twitter need to realize, well, Sonic, that's your first mistake. Saying that people on Twitter need to realize anything. But that NXT needed to transition and stop blaming Vince and Bruce just because they like the black and gold NXT. Because they have indie wrestlers, but they keep they suck the fun out of everyone who enjoys 2.0 as a whole. Oh, he's saying that we still do have some indie guys in 2.0, but all your complaining online is ruining the fun. I'll say that, yeah, it's weird. The perception that you can come across online doesn't always match like what you're getting in the on the show. I believe Katie said her favorite show of the week was NXT this most recent week.
Well, my thing is too is like the people that all these people like bitching about it, like when it still was the black and gold, they were bitching about what was going on and how it was booked and what was going on in it. So like you're part of the problem. Like, so shut the fuck up. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not like a huge NXT 2.0 proponent. I have parts of the shows that I enjoy, and I did enjoy the black and gold better. But like, also at the same time, I wasn't shitting on it the whole time. Like, so I don't. The internet's just too fucking fickle for me. Like, I'd like to pull a Jay and Silent Bob and like just pull down on some of these bitches at their house, answer their door, just like read their tweets out to them and slap the shit out of them.
Right.
Oh yeah, man. There's a lot
I would
of
too.
Hey, are you Kevin 07361245? Did y'all hear about this angle Trish is working with Becky? Like, it's not enough we have Becky and Bianca at WrestleMania. They're already trying to weed this in. Apparently at a house show the other night, there's a video that just surfaced of Becky taking a swing on Trish, who was there, man. They're just throwing jabs at each other on Twitter is what it is. But if Trish is showing up at house shows, that very well could be that we could be getting that. Where do y'all stand with Trish returning to the ring? I know.
Fine.
Yeah, you know how I feel about it. Keep their old asses out home.
Keep them in the retirement home, right?
Like, I just don't like it, and it's nothing against him. Like, and Trish she's a goddamn fitness instructor, so she's clearly in shape, and we know that she is one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time, and pretty much carried a whole division through an entire era. Like, when I say the things I say, I'm not downplaying anything that they are, and I'm not even saying that they still can't go. But don't give me shit about not making new stars and trying to give people opportunities when every chance you get, you try and pull somebody back from 20 years ago. Like, I'm not into it. I don't want to see it. It's just, for me, like, it's counterproductive to moving forward.
Trish needs to stay away from the ring, Sonic says too, as well. Hey, RN, this whole older part-timers kick that you're on, not wanting them to come back, might be catching on, my friend.
Like I said, it's nothing against them. I'm not saying that they still can't go. I'm not saying that they still don't have a place, but like, I don't want to see them at the top of the card. I don't want to see them with our main event guys. I just don't. Or women. Have them go against like Liv Morgan or somebody, or Austin Theory, like what he's doing, like something like that. Like make it worthwhile. Like don't bring them back and put them at the top of the card. Because if you only bringing it back for nostalgia, however the fuck you say it, they don't need to be in the main event to get that.
Yeah.
They can start to show off, do with some jobbers, run around with R-Truth, win the 24/7 title, some shit, keep it moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see them in main event matches and in big money spots. Like, you can't tell me that they're moving the needle that much. I can't see that happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the laws of diminishing returns comes to mind with the returning legends at this point. It's like look at the excitement level like 5 years ago for like a Raw Legends night. And now if we hear about one, we just collectively groan. We're just like, oh, this again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I think like the epitome of it is Lita. Like it was a good match, her versus Becky, but took her 40 minutes to climb up to the top rope, and it just didn't look like Lita. You know what I'm saying?
Come
like,
on, man, leave Lita alone.
No, I'm being like, is that a lie? Is that a lie? Was that the Lita in your head that you thought you were gonna get?
I would have liked if Lita would have had a couple warm-up matches,
Exactly.
training at like Natalia's little in-ring like in the garage area of like her house, just so that she could get any like ring rust off, because it's not really good to bring back like Trish or Lita who like don't really have the reps in, because like your body's gonna remember it because it's muscle memory, but when you're in there and you have to be in there for at least maybe like 10-15 minutes the most, like you gotta get your cardio back up, you gotta like learn how to maybe retake some bumps and all this kind of stuff. Like the other person can't carry you, but then again, I don't take it seriously, so I don't really care. It's nice, I get to see Trish on TV once in a while.
See, that's good. No, like there you go, man. Marie says she's cool with it.
Well, that's my argument too. Like I'm okay with it too, but like I don't want to see them at the top of the card, or like you said, they just bring them in and then throw them in a main event fucking match. And then when the match is mediocre or doesn't live up to the expectations, well, what did you expect? They haven't been in the ring in 10 years. So like,
look how many CM Punk matches we had to get before he started looking comfortable in the ring again. And
exactly.
Yeah, like, it took CM Punk several matches.
Yeah.
He killed it with Dax Harwood, by the way.
Yeah, that was a dope
Dynamite.
Match.
Yeah, that was probably I think that might be his best match back. That wasn't, like in-ring style. Right. You know what I mean? Get the Smoke says, put Trish against Sasha or nothing. Yeah, I can see that. I can see Sasha.
Put Trish versus Liv Morgan.
Who's like the new age
Dana
Trish?
Brooke.
The new age Trish would be what? Like Carmella, right?
I guess.
Well,
it's like a combination of Dana Brooke and Carmella.
Trish always had an entourage. See, they don't do that no more. Where she had,
no, they don't.
Yeah, she had she was part of TNA.
Yeah,
Test and Albert. Yeah. I remember that young as a kid. She always had the cowboy hat and shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's burned into my like 11-year-old head.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd compare it to nowadays. I think Carmella's about the closest one too, because
I think that is after everything I just said. I think that is a terrible comparison.
In ring wise, Carmella and Trish, didn't start out as like prominent wrestlers, and then they improved over the years. Trish just grew to like such a, a staple, because there wasn't the top of the women's card really was just like her and Lita, and then you.
That's why I don't think it's a great comparison, because Carmella.
She was a good champ. She was a good.
She was. No, absolutely, but not. I don't think it's a good parallel for Trish. Like maybe how they started, definitely not how it's going.
Not how it's going.
Trish
didn't have no like BDSM gimmick.
Right. She fucking turns into the gimp halfway through every match. Like, no, that's not.
Let's see. Get the Smoke says Edge is older than Trish and Lita. AJ is only 2 years younger than them. Well, AJ is working a full-time schedule, so you give him a pass. And Edge is working is working fairly frequently.
When he wasn't hurt, before he got hurt the first one, he was pretty much on Raw, working every show. Like he was a full-time person.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, Supersonic hit the nail on that. He says Mandy Rose is the closest to Trish. I could see that.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, I could see
that's better than Mandy. I mean,
then he also goes on to say the dog collar match is Punk's best match. Yeah, I knew that would be up there. But yeah. Let's see what else. I got to get some Tony Khan stuff in here just so we can get the soundbite from Marie because I know she loves Tony Khan. He spoke recently on this is brought to you by Wrestling Inc. He spoke recently on I think Busted Open. And he was just speaking on the Owen Hart tournament. I don't think much was said. He was quoted saying, "I'm excited. In May, we're going to start the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And before the Cup tournament starts, similar to the Olympics or the World Cup or a lot of big tournament events out there, there's going to be qualifying matches, pre-tournament qualifying. And we're going to have that for the Owen Hart Cup, both the women's tournament and the men's tournament." He says, I'm really excited about getting in there and finding out who's going to make the competition. I'll have announcements coming up soon about the Owen Hart Cup qualifying matches, but I promise the fans these tournaments, both the men's tournament and the women's tournament, will be excellent. You know what?
Nice.
I'm going to err on the side of optimism. I'm going to believe him because if you attach Owen Hart's name to an event, you better deliver, man. Like, you don't want it to flop. That's for sure.
I'm going to keep him at an arm's length. I'm not trusting or believing in what he says, especially if he says he's going to give us like a really good tournament or however he like phrased it. It's going to be like excellent and stuff. I don't trust him. I still got red flags everywhere. I'm like, I will watch it from afar. It's because like, the first tournament that we had for like the women to crown the women's like first champion, that could have been done better.
The TBS one?
No,
actually,
I mean the first one for like the AEW Women's.
I forgot that was a tournament. That's
yeah. So
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, so like the only reason why like I remember it is because I wrote my own script of like how I would fucking book it, and I booked Swole to win the fucking title. But that didn't happen. But so yeah, that I don't really. It was a mess. The TBS tournament was okay for the women, but like. If you're gonna do these tournament matches, they have to be on Dynamite and or Rampage as your last resort. Do not put it on Dark. Don't put it on Dark Evolution. It does not deserve to be on YouTube, where like that's basically DVR. Like you want the numbers, you want to show it to people at home when they get home from work, and you're like, hey, I know you guys had a long day, but here's like some women matches. Let's let's show that. TBS can like have the best women matches. Like I'm keeping this at like a fucking arm's length, and just because it has Owen Hart's name, as much as Owen is like really fucking great in the business of professional wrestling, I'm just like I don't trust Tony Khan enough to put all my eggs in one basket and follow blindly. Like no,
he overthinks everything, and we already know that any matches with black people or women will not be on Dynamite. He has proven that time and time again. So just put that out there. And tournaments never do well. Like it doesn't matter whose name is attached to it. Like I have a little bit more high hopes for it because it is Owen, because Owen's name hasn't been really attached to anything in probably the last 20 years or so that has to do with wrestling.
Not since his death. Yeah. No,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like I do feel that they will kind of take it a little bit with a little bit more care than what he normally does and how he books us. So I do actually believe what he says and that his intentions are there, but like the execution of it, I'm kind of like Marie, like I wouldn't hold my breath, but anybody who busted open in the internet, they're going to polish his knob anyway. So it doesn't matter.
I like what Will says from Botch Spots and Chair Shots. He's in the live chat.
Hey.
Yeah. Shout out to Will, another Smacked Raw castmate. He says Owen Hart's name alone will bring the best out of anyone who gives a shit about wrestling. I believe what he's referring to is the competitors themselves.
Like, nothing about that. Yeah, it's not the ring shit. We're not talking about the ring shit.
Yeah,
we're talking about the booking. We're talking about the placement of the matches. talking about the types of matches and where the matches are actually shown. Like, that's the thing for me. Like, same thing. Like, I want to see, like, Elevation Dark is called that for a reason because that's where all the black guys are. So, like, I want to see some of these people not on there, and I want to actually see the damn tournament matches. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't watch the YouTube shows. I just don't. Like,
no, I've stopped with Dark. I still tune into Rampage and check out.
Yeah, I watch Rampage, and that's only because like I normally catch it Saturday mornings and stuff. But like, I watch them, but like I don't want to have to search out the fucking matches for it. Like, I don't want to do that. I got too much wrestling to watch as is. I don't want to have to go look somewhere else for more wrestling. Like, no.
You see we're getting the tag team of Swerve and Keith Lee taking on Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs.
Yeah, they're starting it.
I hope that stays.
I
hope it stays that it's a real thing and not.
Oh,
just
dude,
like
it's gonna be like that. I will say that got a lot of. I think that got a lot of buzz. And I'm not saying that Rampage. I mean, and now I'm talking like in retrospect. I don't mean like over like it got a lot of buzz. Like they're gonna rival WWE numbers. Right. But as far as like people walking away talking about Rampage and stuff, like that's one of the most exciting things that I've seen in a minute.
Honestly, Rampage is like the wrestling show now. Like Rampage consistently has at least one or two bangers every week. Like and that's just a fact.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I hope that with this tag team that they're doing is that Rampage feels different from Dynamite. And I can have a reason to be like, okay, now I can tell you the difference between Dynamite and Rampage and why you should watch Rampage. Also, can we just speak out into existence? Can freaking TBS give them a better fucking time slot? I don't care. Please. Put it on like at 7. Put it on at 7 before
7 o'clock.
Before SmackDown.
No,
to
you know
get
what?
the numbers.
You know what? Fuck it. 7:30 to 8:30. The first half hour of SmackDown usually sucks anyways. I don't care, man. Go ahead with that first 30 minutes.
I wouldn't mind like if somebody gives me some Saturday shit, like Saturday afternoon or Saturday at like 6 or 7, like old school WCW main event on Saturday after. You know what I'm saying? That would be my jump off point to get my night going. Like,
yeah. I used to watch it.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Sunday night, speaking of Sunday Night Heat, shout out to Justin. We got his new beat coming up at the end of the show. By the way, he took a week off last week, apparently, or something. I don't know, but Botch Spot says Will goes on to say booking will be sus because it's TK. Well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
I love AEW, but I'm done sticking up for TK. I don't hate him. I'm not like a TK hater, but I will say this man is not the wrestling messiah that we may have originally thought. The guy obviously has some flaws that need to be worked out.
What's this we shit? You French now, motherfucker?
Sonic Supersonic says also there's a mystery opponent on the first qualifying match for
against the bunny.
Women's side of the Owen Hart Cup. If it's someone in the indies, I'm interested. But if it's another released WWE talent, I'm going to lose interest in this tournament. I don't know. Like, I'm honestly waiting to see where Ember Moon goes. Like, I am so stoked. I would love to see what Ember Moon does. Like, if you let her go in the ring with very little constraints. Because up until like Bianca Belair blew up, I thought Ember Moon was like the most athletically gifted female wrestler in WWE.
I will say this though. On my streams, I've been watching random women's wrestling matches from like Shimmer. So I found a Hikaru Shida versus Ember Moon, who her name is Athena on the Indies.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was like, why we did not get this? I was like, why we didn't get this? What is up with this? I'm tired of like producers in the back of like wrestling companies like telling women if they are. I don't know if they are, but if telling women to be like, hey, you guys can't really steal the show. You guys can't really do this. You gotta like slow down on this. Like, no, like if you guys would have watched that match with me, I was like, what is going on? You know, I was like, what is this? Is this so good?
I think Ember Moon for me has always just been her character and charisma. Like, but in the ring, like to me, like at one point she may have been the best in-ring actual just wrestler she may have been the best wrestler in that company at one point in time. Like 100%, I would say that and stand on that.
I liked Ember Moon's like werewolf entrance. It was she
Yeah.
got exposed when they started putting her on the mic. But
Right.
like her red
Mhm.
contacts, like the moon like full moon silhouette.
That song is
The
fire.
music, yeah.
Yeah.
I have it on my
that
Spotify.
song is fire. Yeah. Like,
And then not to mention she's got arguably one of the best finishers in all of professional wrestling. That Eclipse, a diving, twisting Stone Cold Stunner.
top
Come
5 by
on,
far.
man.
Maybe top 2 or 3, honestly.
Oh shit, Get the Smoke says Ember was best with Shotzi.
That was terrible.
I don't like Shotzi.
That was
I
a
don't
bad
know,
pairing.
Shotzi.
Yeah, that's exactly when I started tuning out of Ember. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Thank you though, Get the Smoke, man. I love you guys. You guys are always interacting with me, man. You guys are the shit, but I don't know about that one. Really quick before we dive into the New Japan stuff, and I probably shut the fuck up for the next 30 minutes. Fuck, what was it? I was gonna ask. Oh, quick, just for the shit of it, speculation with Gable Steveson coming to WWE.
Oh,
A, Chad Gable, is he losing his name? And then B, if he is, what are we going to rename him to?
It's just gonna be Chad.
he's gonna be
That's all.
Shorty G.
You think he'll go back to Shorty G? Oh, God, no.
I think they're just gonna drop the last name like they do with everybody. Like,
So what? He's gonna be Gable, and then we have hold on, wait. If they
Gable
drop
and
the
Gable.
last name, it's gonna be Chad.
It'd just be Chad.
yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Ew.
We got
But like
Butch.
Chad is used to like
Chad.
slang though in a way.
Hey,
that,
I tell you
right?
this, he better join Alpha Academy. He better be their new top.
Oh yeah.
Their top student. If that doesn't happen, I might fucking riot.
Oh, man. They're going to wrestle for the name Gable, is what they're going to do.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, they're going to
That'd be fun. I
wrestle
wanna
for
see
the
it.
Gable name.
I want to
And,
see
I
it.
mean, they're probably gonna change his name anyway.
What he
Just change it back to Shorty
what he
G.
should do is just change his name to Gable Chad or something, and then they can be like the Gable brothers or something. I don't fucking
Right.
know, man. Yeah, but he's totally there's WWE has zero faith in its fans to let two guys with the same name. I mean,
One black dude and one
Adam
white dude
Cole
too.
leave
at
the
that.
company before he could be on the same show as Michael Cole. All right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, God. Poor Shorty G. He fought so hard to get rid of that name. I swear it's coming back. I swear it's going to come back. All right. Fuck it, man. Let's talk about some New Japan. Marie,
Hey.
fill us in.
Yes.
What's going on with this New Japan Cup?
Well, today it ended.
Yep.
We have our new winner of the New Japan Cup, which I'm not too happy about. It is Zack Sabre Jr. is our New Japan Cup winner. He defeated Naito in a very good match. It was a decent match. I really wish that the booking was a little bit different. If anyone ever tuned into like hearing me, I wanted like Tama to win, and I gave this elaborate story as to why Tama should win and why Tama should have faced, Fale to have like some story. But we'll get into like Tama and all that because there's some good news with Tama and God and all the rest of them. But yeah. Zack Sabre Jr. is our New Japan Cup winner. That means that he gets the opportunity to face Okada, but in the event that he doesn't want to, but he does, he probably can challenge for like El Desperado's junior heavyweight championship title, but he's not going to touch that. Currently, Show of House of Torture is trying to go after El Desperado to get that belt off of him. Hopefully, maybe that does, because I just want to see the match.
I love Show,
yeah.
by the way.
What happened?
I love Show.
Yeah, which surprisingly, Show as a heel is super adorable.
Yes, it
which
is.
does not go together.
No.
It doesn't go together.
He literally is the cutest bad guy there is.
He is. I'm just like, oh my god, you're so adorable. I can't be mad at you.
Show was part of a tag team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
With Yo as Roppongi 3K with Rocky Romero there.
Rocky Romero's been part of how many groups now? Like, I see that guy. I don't know much about New Japan, but I see Rocky Romero just pop up like all over the damn place.
So Rocky is basically like just part of Chaos.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you before, but Chaos is a bunch of guys that like Okada runs, and Okada's supposed to be the leader, but he hasn't done shit.
Why
I
is
was gonna
hang out with best friends in AEW then?
I was gonna ask you, like, is Okada, is he still a part of Chaos? Because like
yes, he is.
I never see it. Like I know they always put it under his name and shit when he wrestles. I'm like, they never come out and help him. He never comes out and help them.
Yeah,
they never are seen together. I'm like,
yeah, he's still part of Chaos. So what? So Chaos's dynamic is exactly what you think it is. It's fucking Chaos, even though like it's probably an acronym. But like Okada's supposed to be the leader still, even though it's not really like talked about. You have so you have Okada, you have Goto, you have Yoshihashi, you have Ishii, you have the best friends, you have Yano's fucking part of Chaos, man. Fuck Yano, by the way. Just because I have to get in my daily fuck Yano in here or anywhere else. Who else is part of Chaos? Fuck. Who else did I miss? The
best friends, Wheeler Yuta.
I know, I already have them. I have them. I'm just trying to think on the New Japan side. I think that's about it for now, but like Chaos feels like there's more guys than anything else. Oh, Rocky. Can't forget about Rocky. Rocky's in there. Anyway, but yeah, Okada's still part of that. This show was like super good. The last show, because it set up a lot more feuds. We are eventually going to be getting Hiromu versus Evil of House of Torture for that Never Openweight Championship title, because Evil has done nothing with the Never Openweight titles. He is double champion and he never did shit with them. Now he's starting to do something with it. Hiromu during the New Japan Cup beat Evil to advance to the next round and use Evil's finisher. Everything is Evil against him. And then in this match, which was a tag team match, Hiromu used, again, Evil's finisher against Dick Togo. So, we're eventually going to get Hiromu versus Evil, and I'm super happy about that. United Empire is really upset just because of how Will Ospreay, didn't really tap to Zack Sabre Jr., even though it looked like a tap. And if Ospreay is so freaking upset, like, I really wish he would have messed up Zack Sabre Jr.'s match. Right. And like have the battle of the fucking Brits for a little while until like, they challenge Okada or whatever it is. But like if Ospreay is really that upset, just go after Zack Sabre Jr., please. Just beat the shit out of him. I respect Zack Sabre Jr. I just don't like his attitude. And his promo skills like fucking suck. Like you don't have to. He said that he got knocked out, and George Michael came to him as like a freaking hallucination and was telling him like, you should do like the Zack driver and shit. I'm here like, Zack, I don't think the Japanese audience knows who George Michael is, man. Like, we know who he is, but like, I don't know if they know who he is, but he doesn't give a shit. If you don't know, you don't know. You got to Google it with him. But yeah. So like, United Empire had a tag team match. They basically destroyed Yoshihashi and Goto, who hold the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship titles. So yes, thank you. They're giving them like maybe a shot at it. Like I really need United Empire to have gold on them.
Right.
Let's see.
That's my only complaint about everything. It's like how I don't think the Empire, like they got some dogs in that motherfucker. Like I don't think I think they need to. They need to give him something, like, what I'm saying? Like,
they really do. I totally agree with you, man. Like they really, really do. You have Will Ospreay, who's the leader and doing well. He's still Rev Pro champion. We're gonna see him wrestle John Moxley in the Windy City in New Japan Strong in Chicago. You have the Ultimate Weapon, Aaron Henare, which I'm like his biggest fucking cheerleader. Like he's super fucking dominant. Like this guy is really good. You have Jeff Cobb, who like dominates every single tournament, but yet then comes up short.
Never gives him a win. I hate that shit too.
And then you have the Great Okan, which has grown on me, and I just love the Great Okan, and he's really
I love him. Like yes. At first I didn't really get it. And I was like,
I didn't get it either until like until Ospreay had to be home to rest his neck, and the Great Okan picked up the slack. I was like, I get it now.
He can fucking wrestle too. Like I always just thought he was just like a big brawler, but like he sells amazing.
Oh man,
He's way more athletic than you really think he is, and he's way
Yeah.
bigger than what you really think he is. Like I fucking love the Empire. Like they are. I mean, besides what I'm saying, Lij, but
Mhm.
the Empire is probably my favorite faction in New Japan right now.
Oh, I was doing some quick research into Chaos. As of this year, Danhausen is part of Chaos as well because of his affiliation
he's part of
with Best Friends. Yeah. He's in there,
God.
though. I'm just saying, he's in there. He's in there cursing bitches, so.
Anyway.
I gotta get mine in when I can, okay? Look.
Yeah, but it's Danhausen. Like, okay, cool. Oh, imagine if they put him in the best of the Super Juniors. Will he survive? Cause that's coming up in May. Putting him in best of the Super Juniors, man. I'm not sure if he's gonna survive.
I'm just ready for it. Like I'm just ready for it. That's my favorite tournament out of everything. Like I mean, New Japan Cup and all that shit. It's fire too. But best of the Super Juniors, like it's always caught my eye since I was a kid. And then I have the Ultimo Dragon, have the 9 belts and all that shit and everything, and them competing and everything like that. Like I'm best of the Super Junior to me. And back in the day, like especially like the early 2000s, like that guy, whoever won that tournament was like some pretty much like the top indie guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like in America, he'd come to America and fucking wrestle in every independent promotion. You know what I'm saying? So I love the best of Super Juniors.
Yeah, man. That thing starts up in May.
Explain the best of the Super Juniors to like myself and any listeners that aren't familiar with the tournament.
All right, if you want to take it, go ahead.
It's just literally the best, I guess, cruiserweights for us and light heavyweight wrestlers in the world. It's a tournament. It's pretty much like the New Japan Cup, but it's only for cruiserweights and junior heavyweights. And
it goes by a point system too.
Right.
It should technically cap out to maybe like a 16th point. Is similar to like the G1 where but the G1 is like a round robin. I'm not sure if the best of the Super Juniors is technically a round robin. It may be, but it's similar to the G1 basically. Right. But it is basically like cruiserweight level stuff. Sometimes heavyweights get in there as like special. As like special entries, but sometimes Japan is weird when they do their stuff. So that's the best way that me and RN can like explain that. Right. But let's see what other feuds I'm looking forward to. I think those were like the main feuds that are setting up because after New Japan Cup they come back in April and they start Hyper Battle, which I'm like, all right, Japan, I'll take it. Hyper
Battle's pretty much like New Japan's version of Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, it's just one of those. Yeah, it's one of those like breathing type of like just
a palate cleanser. That's the best way.
Yeah. There we go.
Cleanser.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Hyper Battle, and I'm like, Japan, come on, you could do like Power Struggle again. Like,
hey, I like Hyper Battle, man. Hyper Battle sounds cool. Sounds like Gundam. Like y'all remember Gundam?
Yeah, the freaking logo looks like it too. So that's why I was like, oh, that makes sense.
There we go. Awesome.
The logo, the logo looks like it. All right. So then some like God and Bullet Club news because we got some good news. First of all, Tama has returned to Tama's Island, which is a good thing. That happened earlier today. If you are a Patreon to
the podcast, right, that you were talking about with me.
Yeah, but then they also host happy hours too. So it was reported that he's back and he's back in the island, which is always a good thing because we always need our leader because wherever he goes, we go too. The other thing too is that so I was telling you, Kyle, that God is already out. Taguchi and Master Wado, their tag team name is 6 or 9, teamed up with
nice.
God. Yes. Teamed up with God to help them out because El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori are going after Taguchi and Master Wado for their junior tag team titles. So why not, right? Just pair them up. And then right after they team up, they lose. Out comes Tanahashi. So Tanahashi is now with God and 6 of 9. So basically God is part of Hantai or main unit. We're going to call them like main unit for like the rest of this. So now,
You said Hantai, right?
Hantai, yes, it's not hentai, it's hantai.
All right, so that's why I recognize it. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Okay, so but for the sake of everybody out there, we'll call it main unit because that's exactly what like it sort of like translates to main unit. So now that they have Tana, it feels so much better. And I think someone is listening to me because the format has been changed up.
Okay.
It's not like previous weeks where like God was always getting defeated and getting the loss. Now it's more like Tama and Loa feel better in the ring. They even though like they're going on emotion and like feeling because of what happened to them, it feels a lot more like like coordinated and like they're getting in what they need to get in for the match, which is a good thing. Even like Jado,
Bullet Club is mid as fuck out with all the turmoil and stuff and like who they have left in it. Like
man,
it's
yeah. So because Tana is there, like Tana is like the hope and like the light and everything and like the ace. So his presence makes God a lot more better in this whole entire story. And it's kind of funny how like Taguchi and Tana were like the first two victims of original Bullet Club back in the day.
Right.
And then all of a sudden now they're teaming up with God. So I'm just like, yo, this is super cool. So for backstage comments, finally Tama actually spoke a little bit more and actually mentioned how like, he knows all these Bullet Club tactics and that he knows how to like, defend against them. To counter them. And I was so happy because I was like, I kept saying that. I'm like, the one person that like knows everyone's weakness, except for like Evil probably, will be Tama. Like I'm like, yo, he knows this. Like, he needs to start using the Bullet Club tactics the same way that Bullet Club uses on them, because now we're seeing like an increase of like Bullet Club actually doing Bullet Club tactics. Like freaking Chase coming from behind and kneeing Jado in the head and letting Gato take the freaking win. And I'm like, oh my God, like I need you out of here, Chase, and all that kind of shit. I already picked my side, so I'm with Tama. But yeah, that's basically everything that's been happening in New Japan. I know I bounced around a lot, but I'm just super happy of where we're at in the story. Bullet Club is still giving me bullshit story crumbs by saying that like it's Jado's fault and that like Jado basically washed down like 33 years between him and Gato because that's how long they've been in the business together as a tag team. And I'm here like, I need more story. I need something. I got questions. I trust Tama and Loa in this story to push it than I do like Japan Bullet Club. JY is a fantastic storyteller, so I'll let him tell his side, when we get there. But other than that, like I trust Tama and Loa in this. Oh yeah, and by the way, eventually the Good Brothers are coming over to Japan. And I'm like, oh my God, man, it's gonna be a Bullet Club reunion. It's gonna be stupid. And I'm not sure how we're gonna handle all this, but yeah.
What's up with LIJ and Shingo, the best wrestler in New Japan?
Well, obviously Shingo did not like advance in the tournament. Right now, there is no new news on any of them. They're probably just gonna like, relax. The only one that's really doing something is Hiromu. Right. But yeah, Shingo, I don't have anything new to tell you unless like you have like a specific question. But
no, I just want to know. Well, because they don't really like they're kind of like Chaos, but they are a little bit more together as a unit, but it's like it's also too so like sporadic when you see them together, like because they're top guys mainly, especially him and Naito. So it's like you never really see them all together because they're all doing their own shit.
Yeah, but like whenever they come together and they battle, they basically like they feel as a freaking team. Like you don't want to mess with them. Like you can't budge them. I do know that Sonata is gonna be out for a while because Ospreay sort of broke his like orbital bone, so Sonata is out with an injury.
That was another thing I meant to ask. Like, was that shoot or was that storyline?
No, I think it actually freaking broke because of how like it happened. So
Right.
like Sonata is laying down on the mat. Osprey did his standing shooting star press, and I guess like he didn't really like rotate much, and like Sonata didn't really protect himself. So like the knee hit him first in the face, and then Osprey proceeded to do like his elbow attack multiple times to Sonata. So then like it just kind of like swelled up. So I don't even think that story, dude. I think that it was just like I'm just gonna go with it. You know, he's in the heat of the moment. So yeah, Sonata's out.
I like Sonata a lot too. Like he's a little bit younger too, isn't he?
Who?
Sonata.
Yeah. I mean, he should still be in his 20s.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like mid to late 20s.
He was born 88. So someone do the math.
Oh, that would be my age. So he's 33 going on 34 this 33. Year.
Damn, I didn't realize he was that old. I thought he was younger than that.
He's 34 right now. His birthday just passed.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like him, man. I still think he's like in his 20s. Like, you know, it's Sonata. You know.
I got something to give Kyle like for Shingo, because I keep yelling at him about Shingo, and give Kyle like a rundown of like why Shingo is the best to me and why he is one of the better wrestlers in the day. I keep telling him, every show we've done, I've mentioned Shingo. Anytime we've done top 10, anything, I keep trying to tell them, like, and I've loved Shingo since Dragon Gate and Blood Generation and all that shit. Like, that's how far last Falconry. I even had Naruki Doi and him on one of my tag teams. Like I love him so fucking much. Like, he was like one of my first, like, especially with the independents and stuff, like when YouTube first started, like their stuff, like, that's how far back I went with Shingo. But give Kyle a rundown for me.
I'm listening.
I would say that with Shingo, when you watch his matches, you're in for a fantastic time. You're in for a fantastic story, and he makes you believe that, you know, whether or not he wins, like in your mind, in your heart, you know that this dude is something special, and you know he won regardless of what the outcome says. He puts like new freaking combos together. He's always either one step ahead of like certain opponents. He has that fighting spirit, and he could definitely fight inside, outside the ring. You know, depending on like who he has, he never has a bad match with like anybody, whether that's like tag team, multi-man, or like singles. There's a reason why New Japan decided to give him the belt. And decide, and for him,
yeah, I'm looking at him. He won the Divas
IWGP,
the Divas title version, the Divas design of the IWGP belt.
Yes, he won that one, and he carried the company well during a time where, like, you know, things were uncertain, and he did everything in his power to really be like, I am New Japan Pro Wrestling. His promos are fucking hilarious sometimes.
Yes.
Like, he had a backstage promo, and like Kenta comes in and fucking interrupts him, right? And like Kenta tells him in Japanese, why is your name Hawk? You're supposed to be dragon, like your kanji means hawk. And Shingo is like, who the fuck are you? Like, why are you here? like what are you talking about? And then basically I think he screamed back at Kenta, like, you know, your kanji means dog. Right? Like, they had this back and forth. I was like, oh, this is funny. Speaking of Kenta, Kenta is back in the United States. He was basically at the yesterday really, at the Icons of Wrestling meet and greet, because, you know, my buddy was over there. He was taking pictures. He actually found Kenta, and I was like, oh my God, you found Kenta. Did you ask him about what he meant about the beard and the muscular idiot? Because he's still trying to pick a side, and he hasn't picked a side yet. And Tama was burning bridges in the beginning, and I'm here like, Tama, stop burning bridges in the beginning. Like, you probably need Kenta. Stop it. But yeah, I did ask my buddy. I was like, yo, did you ask him about his tweet? Because I didn't understand it. Like Tungaloa didn't understand it either. He was like, that's everybody you're talking about.
Literally. Everyone has muscles. Everybody has beards.
Yeah, so Hicalio put up an interesting picture of talking to Kenta, trying to figure out where he should be, because now New Japan Strong gets interesting, Next month, April 9th or 10th, it's going to be New Japan Strong Mutiny. And the challenge has already been laid out. It's going to be Jay White versus Hicalio. And I just marked the fuck out for that one, man, because this is storytelling at its best because it could go in any direction. Imagine if freaking Hicalio beats Jay White. Then what? Then
where is Hicalio on the card? I mean, I know he's super young, but where does this guy fall in like the power rankings of his division?
What do you mean? Because I mean, New Japan really doesn't really do power rankings unless it's like
no. What I mean is this guy like a main eventer? Are you gonna put him in there with your top guys already? Where does he fall on the card? How about that? Is that better way to ask it?
It just depends. I mean, It depends on like what segment he has, and because he's part of Bullet Club, he's part of this whole story. Mm-hmm. So right now he's doing what he needs to do.
With New Japan too, like these are how it starts out to see where he's gonna be.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like this upcoming match with Jay White is gonna normally when they're ready to shoot somebody, when they're ready to build somebody up, it starts out with a match like this where they randomly throw him with a top guy to see what the reaction is, see how they fare, and then it kind of the momentum kind of starts from there. So this would actually be a really like a check-in point for when he goes in this match to see like where he's going to be at like say a year from now.
Yeah, I think he was at the North Carolina AEW show because he did come to AEW. He was one of Chris Jericho's opponents.
No, he fought Lance Archer for the IWGP United States Championship title. And unfortunately it didn't happen. But he's been really good. He was recently tag teaming with Chris Bay, but after what happened, it's sort of like what the fuck. Because Chris Bay and Hicaleo are a fantastic tag team.
They really
fantastic tag team. And they had to stop that early. But then again, coming up on Mutiny, it's gonna be Hicaleo versus Jay White. Imagine if Hicaleo wins, man. That's gonna be really great storytelling. But I do feel in my heart that Jay is gonna get the win, so that way that could mean Hicaleo is out and kick him out, and then most likely he may end up going to Japan. Like I think that's gonna happen. But eventually all these guys need to meet up and like beat the shit out of each other, tell some stories, and make me a happy fan. Because that's all I want. So that's all I want.
Mutiny is April 10th.
Okay,
when they're shooting it. Yeah. I don't know if that means that you can watch it on April 10th or
no.
Okay.
Unless you attend live. That's the only thing.
Unless you attend it live. Gotcha.
Yeah. Unless you attended live. I don't have money, so I can't travel. New Japan Pro Wrestling, President Obari, if you're listening, like sponsor me. I love you. But New Japan is really picking up. And I'm really super invested. It feels right. I could tell you guys the stories. I could break it down and be like, this happened, this happened, that, and then like go back a little while and be like, oh, that's because this kicked it off and everything. Like,
right. Like I said, I'm vested. I'm getting, like you said, I'm getting ramped up with it. Like I'm maybe like 2 episodes back on the New Japan Cup, but I keep up with, I know what the matches are, who's winning and shit like that. And I kind of keep Kyle and all them kind of somewhat in the loop. Like if something big happens, I always bring it up.
The moment you're like, man, go watch Impact, you got to watch Impact. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. You'd be like, hey, have you been watching New Japan? Like, dude, I just fucking started watching Impact.
But yeah,
so much wrestling, and then AAA, like Triple Mania's coming up, and apparently their shows are always fun to watch.
This is Spanish.
Damn it, man, it's too much wrestling. I never thought I'd see the day. There's too much damn wrestling.
Yeah. That's why like I pick and choose like what I really want to talk about. And if I'm really passionate about like just one thing, like New Japan, I would definitely like, put them over because I can understand the stories. Like I'm not gonna sit here to try to reach for straws about like AEW if it doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. And then I'm not gonna produce really good quality content by doing that, So you produce good quality content with the things that you're passionate about and just let that like, flow and stuff.
That's how the rewind came about.
Yep.
Literally. That's what the rewind is.
We learned. We found our way. We just
Yeah.
kept chipping at it. I remember I called RN. I was like, dude, I think we're done recapping the week. Let's just talk about shit we want to talk about. He's like, bro, we've been doing that for like the last 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, well, let's make it official then. let's make it official.
It was like we were like had a bunch of different shit going on. I want to say it was like summertime, and we weren't really like he was working a lot. And I had shit like so we didn't have time to like plan the show and like go down each thing. We were just like, well, we're just gonna fucking wing it, and literally like 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And then he came with that on them, like, bro, you realize we literally have been doing that like for the past 3 weeks, right? Because we've had shit going on, so we just jump on and talk about the hot topics. I'm like, bro, let's do it.
I just hate forcing myself to talk about Raw. It was Raw just kept doing me in, man. It was
Yeah, man. That's why you just be like, oh, you know, like I tell you guys, I keep it on as background noise whenever I have it on. I don't really pay attention unless like I have to talk with you guys about it for like a little bit.
I have not finished Raw, even with the ending. I can even say the last probably month has been awesome shows. I have not finished an episode of Raw probably 3 or 4 months.
I have it on
10:30.
Like I turn it on at 8, and then I just proceed to do my own thing. Like I'll play on my phone, I'll cook some food. Like the last thing I'm doing is I'm like sitting down looking at the TV. Unless I can hear the crowd. But even then I can't go by the crowd because it's fucking piped in. So I can't even judge like if it's really exciting or not. God, I hate Raw so much.
I will say this though, that I do want to thank all the influx of Japanese fans on Twitter that like just randomly came in and started liking and retweeting my posts and then like promoting this show and stuff like that. Like I appreciate that. Like one of the coolest things is to have a lot more Japanese fans that come in and listen to me talk about New Japan, even if like we have a language barrier, but you know, we'll make it work somehow. But I appreciate all the Japanese fans out there that decided to hype up all of my tweets and with also, you know, promoting Smack Raw for this episode.
No, thank you so much for that, Marie. You did way more work than you ever had to. So yeah, that's awesome.
Well, see, look, I was in a freaking good mood today. I didn't do shit today. Other than like working on like my Reddit and doing little tiny things, but I didn't pick up the mic and be like, yo, I want to go live talking about wrestling. I was like, nope, it's my day. That's it. I was just happy about like the news I got from like New Japan, happy that Tom was back on Thomas Island. And like, you know, I was just happy today. So
we're happy you could join us. We'll definitely have to make this some form of reoccurring. Like I don't know how we'll work it out, whether we do it as a segment where you call in and we give you 10 or 15 minutes, or you just one of our reoccurring friends on the show that comes in, man.
No, and I'm down to cover the best of the Super Juniors. Like if you want to do maybe like a series or just one show where we go through the whole damn thing, like I'm definitely down to do that.
All right, we got to figure that out.
Yeah, we have a group chat. Yeah, we
got to figure that out.
We'll organize it. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this show really quick. Want to thank you guys for watching. Once again, thank you for helping us out on Chartable on Apple Podcasts. I did go through. I saw this thing. If you guys want to help us out, those 5-star ratings and leaving reviews. I honestly didn't think so many people left us comments. Blew my mind. I saw we've had comments for like the last 2 years. I've never seen them. Thank you guys so much, and continue to do so. And then also, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. I feel like it's been a year now. We're saying we're updating it. It is updating at the slowest pace. But there is a new reward officially being added after WrestleMania. I'm putting myself out there for your $1 a month. You will get all my 10-second rewind outtakes. You'll get to see myself try to test out stupid lines for 3 or 4 minutes in a row. It's really embarrassing, but I'm going to put it out there for my paid Patreons. So patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. But really, that's it, man. Follow us on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kanta Show, RN at Mr.8984, Marie, the guest of honor, coming back, tearing it down 2 out of the last 3 weeks, getting our guests hype on New Japan, talking about mutiny, talking about strong style. Marie, where can your friends and where can our followers find you online?
All right, guys. So I am Marie Shadows of the Square Circle Podcast. And if you love my breakdowns of New Japan Pro Wrestling, just tune into twitch.tv/Marie_Shadows because tomorrow is a very special stream because it is a birthday stream. That's right. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'll be turning 31. So come celebrate it with me for a little bit. Until like I have to take some seminar classes later on in the night. Other than that, follow me on Twitter at Marie_Shadows. Follow my coffee page where you could definitely buy me an iced coffee or a membership over there. It's similar to Patreon, but in my opinion, a little bit better because it gives you options.
Hey, no Patreon slander over here. Okay, listen, man.
Look, ahead. Hold on. All right, fine. Let me pitch it to you, right? Because coffee, what it does is that you can set up a one-time donation. Patreon doesn't have that, where people could pay whatever they want it to support you. You could have your membership tiers, which gives them more. You could open up a shop where you could directly sell those bloopers for like $2 a piece or pay whatever they want. You could open up a commission because you have a nice voice. You could do voiceover, Kyle. And then people could be a guest on the show for X amount of money because they want to pay for it. Let's see what else you could do. You could just promote it. This is why coffee.
Are you writing this down? You need to. I think you need to check this out, boss. I think she sold me shit.
Save the sound bite. Okay, I'll go back.
So basically, coffee gives you guys options of what you could do. Hell, if you don't even like me or my opinions, you could throw me $4. That's great, and I'll never see you again. You know, you can do that. You have options, ladies and gentlemen. So head over to ko-fi.com/Marie_Shadows, where you can either, throw me $4, sign up for my membership, shop in my shop. I have really cool things over there. But yeah. Oh, and the newest thing, I did create a Reddit community. Trust me, it's not going to be toxic. It's not going to be like everything else you experience. It's brand new. It's like a baby. So head over to reddit.com/r/Marie Shadows. It's all my name and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it for everything from me.
Awesome. That's it, folks. That's it. You heard it here first. Be kind. That was the rewind. Till next time, y'all have a good one.
See y'all next week.
Enjoy J-Land's beat.
It's just my name.